What are your smaller relationship boundaries that you've learned over the years? By small boundaries I don't mean, if they cheat I'd be done. I mean things that are more unique to your wants in a relationship and things that you actually had to experience to figure out.
I can't be the only person willing to make effort, like always going to see them or always doing all the planning.
I always get down votes for this one, even though it's a perfectly valid boundary to have. But I no longer date, sleep with people who have a problem with period. It's fine that some people don't like it. Completely understandable. Actually, those people are just not compatible with me, though, and that's fine.
Travel and vacation compatibility. I don't want to take cruises or sit on a beach, getting and sunburned. And someone who does want to take vacations like that would probably find me an insufferable travel partner in return.
I'm realizing post-baby that I'm really sensitive to other people's moods. I get into fix-it mode, then get burned out and exhausted and annoyed that none of my efforts fixed it. Which is fair. Despite my best intentions, I'm not fixing what's wrong exactly. Anyway, I need to distance myself from my partner's feelings and problems. I'm still working on it. I want to find a place where I can listen empathetically and offer support in any way he needs, wants, without feeling like I must fix it and or soaking his bad mood in and making it my bad mood. Being a kid from a troubled household's tough. I didn't realize till I had a kid and our stress levels skyrocketed that I was carrying this baggage around.
Someone who runs tests on me to see where I stand in the relationship instead of communicating. X. Not talking to me all day to see if he'll notice or reach out.
This right here. Lies, even about small things, are a hard no from me. I know so many people who think it's no big deal if someone lies about their age, height, job, etc. on a dating app. But I realized it's a big deal to me.
I need a lot of space and independence. I have an unconventional relationship that allows this to work.
Please respect my TV and movie tastes. Don't have to like the same shows, genres, but if I am watching something and you don't like it or aren't into it, maybe do something else. Thinking face.
We need our own chip bowls. No sharing because he ham-fists all of the chips before I can even get a third one.
Shutting the bathroom door when using the bathroom and staying out when I'm using it. If my partner is hurt or sick, then absolutely I'll be there in whatever condition. But just peeing with the door open and stuff normally? Can't do it.
He has to have a job. I don't care if it's minimum wage or if he's a millionaire, but he needs to have a job. I dated a wealthy man once who didn't work and it was awful, just so entitled and lazy and no routine. It drove me nuts coming home from work and he would be in bed, or him sleeping in until late afternoon often and things like that. I also dated a man who lost his job while we were together and I stayed with him for a while until I realized he had zero plans to be employed. Same thing with him. It's not about the money at all, it's just about the lifestyle.
I will never allow someone to dump on the things I enjoy ever again. It takes a massive toll on your self-esteem. Being ignored for games, social media, texting conversations. I understand if it's about their kids, but that's the only exception for me.
I have pets and you have not just tolerate them but also enjoy them. If you can't stand my dog cuddling you or the tortoise begging for a banana, then no.
I don't want to be the only person planning dates. I want you to want to do things with me, even if they're not my cup of tea. You enjoying them and wanting me to be there is enough to make it my cup of tea.
When someone says, I was joking, after saying something cruel, and blaming me for being any cruelty masked as they freak out when I set a perfectly healthy boundary. Red flag.
Not dismissing my feelings. To say things like you can choose not to be upset. I told him how much of a mindset that is. He never used that line again. Also not messing with my food. To add sauces and spices to my food without asking me. Sometimes I would say no while he is already pouring and all he would say is, oops, already added. I couldn't take it anymore and one time I pushed his hand away while he's pouring sauce over my food, made him spill it and he was slightly annoyed but I just wouldn't back down. I didn't apologize for pushing his hand and I firmly said, I don't want sauce. He finally got it and now he asks before adding anything to my food.
Please do not make me make all of the decisions. I don't know what I want to eat. I don't care what we watch. Can you please make these decisions 50% of time? I make decisions all day at work and I all the time at home.
Criticizing how I do things. You're not my parent, my teacher, or my boss. I don't give a if your way is more efficient or effective. If I need help or advice, I will ask for it. All you're doing is stealing my joy in the moment to make yourself feel good.
I care. Just because it isn't important to you, doesn't mean that it isn't important to me, or vice. Boundaries come after that understanding, both by me and by the other person. If the other person is doing things either on purpose or accident that you've explained are annoying it hurtful, then it's either because they want to hurt you, or because they care so little about what you're telling them that they don't care what you said it how you feel. Neither option is not saying that mistakes won't slip through, but there is a huge difference between whoops, let me fix it and I'll try to remember for next time, and it's such a little thing. Like, why do you even care? You're so dramatic. No, you never told me you don't like that.
I refuse to be in a long-term relationship with someone who doesn't readily agree to get a vasectomy once we decide we're done having kids.
My boundaries are simple. No Trump and no racists and homophobics. The end.
Please don't talk to me for 15 minutes after I wake up, and please don't ask me questions for 30 minutes. My brain is still smooth and hasn't gone online yet.
Silent treatment. I get needing a little bit of time and space to process, but when a reaction to a disagreement is the full-on silent treatment instead of mature communication, that's a nope for me.
Behind adding sauces to other people's food? He just thinks he's helping you to make it taste better. He grew up with his mum doing that for his entire family. So he seems to think it's normal, and he never understood that taste is subjective until I told him. It's wild, but it's okay now.
Yes, sometimes I just don't want to be in charge or responsible or have a plan. I just want to go with the flow.
I do not acknowledge what happens in bathrooms. Is okay, but I don't do other stuff in there. Please go along with this. Do not try and catch me on the toilet, or try and tell me how it's important to be comfortable. This is a thing that should never be discussed, ever.
Thoughtful gifts. I don't mean expensive materialistic things. Just things, experiences you remember me mentioning or being into. Can be from the Dollar Tree. I don't care about price. But I put so much thought into what I gift people and genuinely try to only gift things I know are special, not just a watch or a pair of shoes. My ex of 3 years bought me concert tickets to his favorite band for my Christmas present one year. And included an extra ticket for his brother to come along too. I didn't know more than 3 songs by this artist and definitely wasn't a fan. I was so bummed out and tried not to make it seem like a materialistic thing. But my feelings were genuinely hurt that after dating for 3 years he couldn't think of something special that I'd enjoy. I stuffed my hurt feelings down for a while, and of course it came out during an argument months down the line. He was genuinely confused as to why it bothered me and said he thought it would be a fun experience for us to do together. We broke up like 4 months later due to selfish tendencies, go figure, and I moved out.
Texting all day. I hate feeling obligated to reply all day, especially since I have a 9-to-5 job. Say good morning, talk about relevant things when they come up. But don't send me memes and random pictures all day.
No looking in each other's phones. I don't have his password. He doesn't have mine. Why? Because our friends haven't given each of us permission to read their conversations with the other.
I do not like when people mock me when I make mistakes or drop things. I have had a lot of abusive relationships in the past, and my parents were really verbally abusive.
I won't be shamed for what I need to do to maintain my best self, including mental health medication. Along those lines, no one has the right to ask if I've taken said medication. Feelings aren't symptoms.
If you get a chance to say your opinion without me speaking, then I do means I get to speak without you talking over me, changing the subject, or not paying attention.
As much as we rib each other in private, we never do so in public. Also, if someone makes fun at either one of us, the other one doesn't participate in the roasting nor the laughing. We learned this the hard way.
I agree with this, but if we don't have time to properly shower, I can understand not wanting to do it. My BF knows I'm incredibly during my period and makes sure I'm taken care of even if we've already showered for the day. Smiling face.
My husband and I have never seen each other and I prefer to keep it that way as long as possible.
I'm usually so ravenously during my period, And it's the time when I most want to take my time and really enjoy. I never thought about it, but this would 100% be a deal breaker for me as well.
They have to be respectful at night, not turn a bunch of overhead lights on when I already have my moodier lights going before bed or when I'm trying to sleep, or make a ton of noise getting ready for the gym at 4 AM, or cook smelly food while I'm trying to sleep. They have to stay out of the camera, or better yet the room, when I'm on a work Zoom call. They have to speak kindly and respectfully about groups of people that are different from them.